Hi friends, it's Sarojin here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today I'm going to show how to configure a policy-based routing. So policy-based routing is used to control the flow of data and you can route the data based on the policy. So there are two forwarding. One is a policy-based forwarding and another is the actual forwarding. So what are the data I want to forward based on the policy? I can set it actually here. So which data I want to, so which traffic I want to take which path. So I can define the policy accordingly. It will take the path. So here I have defined four subnets. So the four pieces are in four different subnets, and these two subnet I am going to take some other this path, and these two subnet I am going to take this path, right? So I can set the policy accordingly. So that is the purpose of policy-based routing, used to control the flow of data, and also we can optimize the bandwidth usage. So we can also load balance the traffic. So there are several advantages of policy-based routing. So I am going to show one by one. So let us first configure the directly connected interfaces, and afterwards let us enable the routing protocol. After that we'll configure the policy based routing. So let us go to the individual configuration. I'm going to router R1. Let us configure the interfaces. So first is interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Let us configure the interface. Go to R1. So interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. IP address is 192.168.1.1, 255.255.255.0, and let us do a no shut. After that, go to configuration mode and interface fast Ethernet. This is 0 by 1, right? So fast Ethernet 0 by 1, and the IP address is 2.1. 2.1, let us do a no shut. So R1 I have done. Let us quickly configure R2 and R3. So go to R2 and go to the configuration mode. So interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, right? So interface 0 by 0, and the IP address is 192.168.1.2, 255.255.255.0, no shut. So it has three interfaces, right? R2, 1.2, and this is 30.1 and 10.1. This is for host subnet, the PC3 and PC1. So a fast Ethernet 0 by 1, let us assign the gateway. Fast Ethernet 0 by 1. This is the PC gateway 172.16.30.1, right? 172. So 172.16.30.1, and let us do a no shut and go to the configuration mode fast Ethernet 1 by 0. 1 by 0, and let us set the gateway 10.1, right? So let us set the gateway as 10.1, and now let us do a no shut. So R2 also I have done, only thing pending is R3. So let us go to R3 and let us quickly configure the interfaces. So one is 0 by 1, right? So interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1, IP address is 192.168.2.2, right? 2.2, 55.55.55.0, and let us do a no shut. After that, fast Ethernet 0 by 0 and 1 by 0. These are the PC gateway for PC4 and PC2. So go to the configuration mode and interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, right? Fast Ethernet 0 by 0, and the IP address is 40.1. 172.16.40.1. Let us do a no shut and go to configuration mode. Another one is fast Ethernet 1 by 0. So fast Ethernet 1 by 0, PC gateway is 20.1, right? So 172.16.20.1. Let us do a no shut. So after that, let us follow a shotgun approach and we'll configure the EEGRP in all these routers, right? So let us go to R1. How to do that? Go to configuration mode, router EEGRP 100, network 0.0.0.0. Let us do a no auto summary. So this will configure automatically all the connected interfaces and it will advertise the neighbors. So this is this we call it as a shotgun approach. Configuration mode, router EEGRP 100, network 0.0.0.0, and let us do a no auto summary. Similarly, let us go to R3, go to the configuration mode, router EEGRP 100, network 0.0.0.0, and let us do a no auto summary. So I configure the EEGRP in all these routers, and we already configured the directly connected interfaces. So also I configure the PC gateway, right? So PC already configured. So let us check it out. So this is the IP I given 30.2 and the gateway is 30.1. Similarly, PC1, let us check. So PC1, let us. So what we can do, it is not working, right? So let us remove the PC1 and let us configure it again. So that's the way we can do in case if it is not working. So go to the PC1, right? And let us see the interface here. So what is the interface we have configured in R2? Show IP interface brief. So 30.1 is for 0 by 1, right? And 10.1 is for 1 by 0. So we have to configure fast Ethernet 1 by 0. So fast Ethernet 1 by 0 and let us make this as 0. So now let us start the interface again. So now let us configure it again. So I can show you how to configure a PC. So go to the putty and click OK. So now how to do IP 172.16.10.2/24 172.16.10.1. So this is the way we can assign IP address and this is a gate this is a 24-bit mask and the gateway, right? Then we can save the configuration. So we are done with. So now also check the PC4. So check the PC4 custom console and go to putty. So this is also 40.2 we already assigned, right? 40.2 and the gateway is 40.1. Similar way PC2 custom console, go to putty and let us start it. So this is also some issue is there, so we have to do the same thing. So we'll just click delete the PC and let us import it again. So R3, right? So R3, let us check it out. Show IP interface brief. So what is the gateway? 40.2, right? So let us, so 40.2, we have to specify fast Ethernet 0 by 0, right? So let us again do it. Fast Ethernet 0 by 0. So what we can do, just click this. So it is 20.2, right? Sorry, this is 20.2. The gateway is 1 by 0. Yeah. So fast Ethernet 1 by 0. Then you connect this. Then again start this run again. So to activate this, so now let us do a PC2. Custom console. Go to putty, click OK. Then IP 172.16.20.2/24 172.16.20.1, right? This is a gateway. So now let us save the configuration. So I have done with all the configuration. So only thing is pending is, so what we have to do, we have to configure the policy based routing. Before that, let us check the neighbors. Show IP AGRP neighbors. So I'm able to see every neighbors, and also if you want, you can check the route also. Show IP AGRP neighbors. Show IP route. So you can see every routing entries, right? You are able to see all the network 10, 20, 30, 40 in R1. So it is getting advertised all the PC networks. So everything is fine. If you want to, let us do a ping 172.16.10.1 and 20.1. The gateway is mandatory and 30.1, 40.1. So let us ping the PCs also. PC is reachable. 10.2, yeah, it is reachable. 20.2 PC is reachable. Let us see. And 30.2 and 40.2. So what I told already, what is a policy-based routing? It is it is to control the flow of data. So what we can do for 30 and 10, right? This both the subnet, it should take this path, R1 to R2. And for this 40 and this subnet, 20 subnet, it should take this path. So that is a policy I'm going to set it, right? So this I'm going to set the policy and this I'm leaving. So automatically it'll take this path. So let us see. Go to R1 and we have to set the policy over here. So before that, we have to configure the route map statement. So route map, we can set it as PB or permit 10. Then let us set the hop, set IP next hop. So next hop will set it as 192.168.1.2, right? So let us set it as 192.168.1.2. That is the next hop I'm setting. So match IP address. So let us give match IP address 100. Anything you can give. So this IP address I have to configure in a access list. How to configure? Access list 100, right? Permit IP, host IP will give it as 192.168.1.1. So this is the gateway. So 1.1 it should take this path. This both the subnets it should take this path. That is a policy I'm going to set. And the destination network I'm going to give this network. So 172.16.30.0, 0.0.0.55 and also the 10 network. I hope you following. So 10 network, right? So this both the things I have configured. So I set also the route map. So now one more thing is pending. Then we have to configure the local policy. So IP local policy. I am creating this. So first I will create the route map and I set this hop for this both the networks. So the remaining networks automatically take this hop, this path, especially R1 to R3. So IP local policy, then route map, PBR. So this is a policy I was set it. So now let us do a trace, right? So now let us trace to 172.16.30.2. Let us see. 172.16.30.2. So it is taking which network? 1.2. It is taking 1.2 network, right? And let us see 10.2. It should also take this 1.2 network and the remaining subnets, right? The remaining PC it will take this path. So this is the way again we can also optimize the bandwidth usage and this we can also use for the load balancing, right? So there are several ways we can use this policy based routing. So let us now check the other subnets, right? Subnet is 20 and 40 and 20, right? So let us do 40. So 40 is taking obviously this path, right? So this is actual forwarding. First is a policy based forwarding. Then let us see 20.2. 20.2. So now what I'm going to do, let us do a debug session. You will come to know debug IP policy. I enable the debug. So now let us do a trace. I am tracing the first route, that is first is 10 and 30, right? Let us do a trace to 10. So trace is 172.16.10.2. So we're able to see, right? It is setting the policy. So this already we have set the policy. So it will check for the route map statement and the permit. It automatically will check for the access list. So 1.1, what is the path it should take is, it should take this path, 1.2. So that is a path it will follow, then automatically it will policy match. So this we call it as a policy router. So that means whatever the hop it matches, right, 1.2, this both the subnets will be automatically forwarded via this next hop interface. So that is the thing, policy router. So if I'm doing a trace for second PC, right, is 30.2. One is 10.2, another 30.2, right? So let us see 30.2. So you'll see the same thing because for the both these subnets I have done a policy based routing, right? So the remaining subnets you will see the changes. So let us see the 172.16.40.2, right? So it is taking this path and it will show policies rejected. Why? Because it will actually follow the normal forwarding. So only the route what are they define the policy, it will take this path. The remaining things it will do a actual forwarding, right? That means it will take this path. Only because I already created the policy for these two subnets and the remaining subnets will do a policy normal forwarding, what we call as actual forwarding. So this we call it as a policy routing. So that is the purpose of policy based routing. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day.